Hi guys, Johnny Wilson here. I'm talking about our return to running phased progression approach. So based on task criterion. Now, what I should say, if you want to check out phase one, we're talking about phase two here today. If you want to check out phase one is in the link below. Jogging on the spot in a soft surface. We used an aero floor, but you can use cushions, you can use whatever you want for phase one. Now what I should say, and I didn't say in the first video, was this is part of a multimodal approach. So when you're returning somebody, an athlete, to running, there are other aspects to their program as well. So you got to look at their strength and their cardiovascular system. You got to develop their power. You've got to look at the sport, at their individual needs, so their previous injury. So there's a huge approach. It's a systems approach. So for a return to running progression or phased approach to be efficacious, to be effective, then it's got to be part of a bigger picture. So this is just a small part of the overall performance rehabilitation program. Nevertheless, let's look at phase two. So, quick little recap. Soft surface, on the spot, being able to tolerate 30 seconds on with a 30-second recovery times 6. So interval training, jogging on the spot, like that, for 30 seconds times 6. Looking at an increase or decrease in pain levels or effusion, so swelling. So if there's an increase in pain levels or effusion, then maybe we're not ready to move on to phase two. Phase two, so we go from a soft surface to a hard surface. Again, you might, if you had access to a pool, you could have started off your return to running progressions in the pool. We're not doing the hydro video here today because we're in the middle of COVID-19, so we're doing land-based return to running progressions. So phase two, so I'm on the spot and I'm jogging. What I'm trying to do firstly is build up towards 30 seconds of on the spot jogging. So I may start off with 10 seconds. 10-second break times 6. Then the next day, I may be up to 15 seconds, and so on and so forth. So I'm building up my ability to tolerate 30 seconds of continuous jogging on the spot with a 30-second break times 6 intervals, so 6 sets. So this is phase two. So phase one on soft surface, phase two on a hard surface. And the moment we're able to tolerate that 30 seconds times 6 is a time when we can move on to phase three. When we're starting locomoting, when we're going from point A to point B. Now, for some people, it may take them 5 sessions to be able to do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off times 6. For some people, they might get it in one session. Again, what you're doing is you're looking for an hour after the session. Have your pain levels increased? If they have, maybe you're not ready to move on to phase three. Has your swelling or effusion moved on or increased? Then again, you need to spend a little bit more time in this phase, in phase two, and maybe step back a bit. So if you did 30 seconds and you had a reaction, so reaction being increase in pain or increase in stiffness or increase in effusion, then maybe you need to come back down to 20 seconds and build back up slowly to that 30 seconds. So what we're trying to do here is give you the empowerment, give you the education to be able to go, am I ready to move forward or do I need to go back a little bit? And it'll be dependent on your signs and symptoms, so stiffness or pain or swelling. Or psychologically, your readiness. Maybe you might want another session or two on the spot just before you do move to onto the next phase. So you're now in charge of when you go to phase three. And there's no problem as well if you want to go back to phase one, you can go back to phase one to try and consolidate what you've already done. So you can go from phase two to back to phase one if you need to. It might have been that your first session on the spot on a hard surface, you had a reaction, and then you decided, you know what, I'm going to spend another day or two on phase one on a soft surface. So I'm going to build up my tolerance for my ankle or my knee or my hamstring or whatever to tolerate the impact from a hard surface. So again, it's task based, it's not based solely on time or the amount of sessions that you do it. So some people will go very quickly through the phase and some people will take a little bit longer in the phase. The idea is that you base the progressions around you, around your injury history, around your age, around your occupation, around your confidence to move on. So you are now in charge. So we're giving you the information to be able to get back to something that you love doing. I love running. I'm out every morning with the dog. So I'm blessed really where I live with regards to that. So it's without running, it would I'm sure my mood, my mental health would certainly come down. So I hope you enjoyed the video for phase 2, on the spot interval jogging on a hard surface. Once you've done that, check out the video for phase 3, where we start moving from locomoting and in the sagittal plane, so going forwards, and you can check that video out in the link below. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to Nottingham Physio, please do, so it helps myself and Paulina, motivates us to make more videos. If you've got any comments, feedback, whether they're positive or negative, we love to hear them, especially the negative ones, because if we can become better and if we can provide a better service and we can have a bigger social impact, then you know we're all about that. So I'm looking forward to seeing you for phase 3, guys. Okay.